joining me here for the first time. It's good to have you right here on the show, sir. The news show on Fox, Thursdays at 9 Eastern Time, started debuting last week. Episode 2 is coming up on Thursday night, 9 Eastern Time. The man who plays Deputy in Deputy, none other than Stephen Dorff. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
By the way, your voice is deep and gravelly and ready to roll, right? It's just
ready to roll
there you
on
go,
the Rich Eisen show.
By the way,
we needed.
Did you get
so
that?
You need me to do those tags.
Actually, do that one more time. Would you mind doing that? Here we go. Stephen Dorff in 3, 2, 1.
Ready to roll on the Rich Eisen show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Dorff. Thanks for coming on, Stephen. That's
Thanks
all we
for
wanted
having
out
me.
of you.
Yeah. See you guys. Hey.
That'll wrap it up. No. Wow. So you're born and raised in Atlanta, or born in Atlanta?
I was born in Atlanta because my dad went to college at University of Georgia. So
okay, does that make you a bulldog?
Yeah, I still kind of have a bulldog thing and loins in my family because my dad's still good buddies with Vince Dooley, who was the old head coach.
Get out here.
And funny enough, when we were shooting this pilot, we shot half of it in Atlanta, and I was at dinner at the Chop House, which was this steakhouse right near the hotel.
I've been there.
And Vince Dooley was there, and I hadn't seen him since I was a little kid. So I went up to him, and he immediately, knew me, and his wife was really friendly, and we talked. We called my dad together, and he's a really nice man. Because I went when Herschel Walker was on that team back when I was like 12 or 13. I went to a Georgia game and sat on the sidelines with them, and because my dad had a really close relationship with Vince.
So you're growing up, and that's Uncle Vince? Did we call him Uncle Vince?
I wouldn't say that tight,
okay.
But it was definitely, he's still a good friend of my dad's, and I still root for the Bulldogs here and there.
Okay, very good.
But,
I'm trying to do the math. Would that be UGA 3, UGA 4?
I can't remember. I don't know.
How many UGAs are? What UGA are we on right now, Chris?
10 or 11.
UGA 10.
Yeah.
Are we? Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
I was born there, and I moved to L.A. when I was about 4 months old. So my dad was a songwriter, and when he finished college, my parents are from New York, but my mom was visiting my dad, so they had me in Buckhead in Atlanta, and then we moved to the San Fernando Valley when I was 3 months old.
Right.
And my dad wrote some hit songs. And
did you got any? What'd your dad write?
My dad's first big one was "Every Which Way But Loose" from the Clint Eastwood movie. Eddie Rabbit. Yeah, I was 6 months old, and then
your dad wrote "Every Which Way But Loose."
Yeah.
So does that mean, did you go on the set of Every Which Way But Loose?
I didn't go on the set, but I love that orangutan. I love Clyde. I was like, I want to meet Clyde, Dad. But I probably couldn't even talk because I was maybe a year old.
Okay, sure. Okay, but, so you're really young when you did this.
As I got older, though,
so
I was, because my dad then did Clint did like 3 of those. He did Bronco Billy, then Any Which Way You Can. My dad did kind of all of Clint's movies for that kind of for 2 decades.
So Clint's orangutan period, or longer than that?
Orangutan period, and then longer. And then, but I always gave my dad crap because I said, Dad, you stopped scoring Clint's movies when he started making really good movies, like Unforgiven and some amazing movies. But no, Clint and my dad, I think, remain good buddies. And he's always, I've met him a few times just in my own career, just auditioning for movies along the way, and he's always been really sweet about my dad and nice to me.
That's so cool. So Stephen Dorff here on the Rich Eisen Show. Is there any, I guess, growing up in L.A., any specific L.A. sports team that you latched onto?
I always loved the Dodgers, and I always, and that was, I've always loved the Lakers too. I've been, I'm a huge basketball fan. I love basketball. My Clippers are pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I know. We're in a golden age potentially over the next couple years, or at least 5 years, of Los Angeles basketball. Although Lakers fans don't want to ever acknowledge that the Clippers could possibly make anything better basketball-wise here in this town.
Yeah, I still have love for the purple and yellow in a way. I think maybe just because of all the years of being in LA and going to those games and. But
so you must be talking about the Forum, the old Forum. Back in the
Forum, and then into Staples. But I probably went to more games at the Forum because since
that's Showtime now. You're talking about Showtime Lakers there. Yeah. You're talking about Worthy and Magic and Pat Riley with a hair slicked back and all that business.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I think for me the I've just been gone working, or I'd be at more games this year. You know, I'd like to. I'm kind of, every time I see my friend at the Staples Center, I'm like, I want to go to a game, but I'm never here.
Right.
So you got to kind of be here.
Hey, look, when you're on a show like Deputy, and you gotta work. This is what you gotta do for a living, you know. And as well. So before we dive a little bit deeper into Deputy, True Detective, what was that like to be on the 3rd season of that show?
That was awesome. I mean, it was. You know, I'd just come from a kind of a not a great spot in my personal life. I'd lost my little brother in a tragic accident. I was really kind of thinking about skipping out on this whole Hollywood thing for a while.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it really just, you know, came out of nowhere and shouldn't have happened. And from there, I got this great gift, you know, from Nick Pizzolatto, and HBO offered me this incredibly rich part in True Detective, and the writing was just so incredible. And then to get to work opposite Mahershala Ali for 3 decades and grow old with him was really, that was a dream. You know, that was a really incredible journey. And then after that, I did a film that hasn't come out yet that's I'm really proud of too, called Embattled, which is this kind of family drama set against the backdrop of UFC. So it's a pretty gripping film, I think. That'll probably be in the summer.
Did you
and then I started Deputy.
Before Deputy, I mean, let's rest on that one a little bit right there. Did you get into the world of UFC?
I've done some mixed martial arts in films. Like I did a film called Felon, and I worked with a lot of Greg Jackson's team in New Mexico during that filming. And I'd met Cowboy and a lot of these big fighters, Cerrone and Keisha Dean, and on the movie, we had Cowboy was in there too, but we had Tyron Woodley, we had Kenny Florian, we had some really great guys playing announcers and involved. I worked with a guy named Chris Connolly, who's out of Alabama, who is a great trainer, and learned a little bit more. I mean, it's a pretty intense film. I play kind of a fictitious lightweight champion, but kind of on his way out, kind of like an American Conor McGregor, if there was one.
Wow,
he's a beast of a character, and
that would be that.
Very outspoken.
I'm just trying to determine how much ass you could kick. Whose ass could you kick? Stephen Dorff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm more of a lover than a fighter, Rich. But in the movies,
I'm a uniter and I'm not a divider. But I'm just,
I know.
That's the way I work. I roll the same way too.
I know you do.
That's my default.
I heard about you. No. I'm excited about that film. I mean, it's pretty heavy hitting. It was written by the guy that wrote American History X and Blow, David McKenna. He's a really talented writer, first-time director.
Okay.
And so we'll see how that one goes.
Sure.
And then I went right into
Deputy.
Bill Hollister and Deputy.
Right.
And that's been kind of going for a while. So, which Deputy is a different show than True Detective. It's a little more, I think, popcorn. It's a little more for the world, you know. It's not as niche maybe of an audience. It's really made for America. And
why do you say that? Stephen Dorff here again. Deputy, episode 2 of season 1 airs on Thursday night, 9 Eastern time.
I think when you do broadcast television, which, you know, it's just so big and it reaches so many more people, and I think, you know, you have commercials. It's a different way of working. It's a different medium in a way, but at the same time, it's I love the fact that it can reach so many people, and I like Bill Hollister because he's kind of a no-nonsense, kind of anti-hero, but he is a good man, and he has great morals, and he throws himself in the middle of harm's way every day, you know, for people that he doesn't know and probably never will know, but that's his job. And there's something about law enforcement in general that I have a huge respect for, you know, whether it's firemen or ESU workers in New York. That I played Scott Strauss in World Trade Center, who was an incredible person, and I've gotten to know all these great guys who are really the real heroes. You know what we do.
Fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
When we do what we do, we try to, you know, give it as much. I try to give it as much realism. I try to talk to these guys as much as I can. And, you know, we've working with a great guy, Mark Schlegel, on this show, who is a sergeant in the LA Sheriff's Department, and he's just an incredible person. You know, he can't be on set all the time with me, but he's there a lot, and he's got a family and a job to do, which is putting away bad guys. So, but I've had an incredible time getting to know these guys and try to do it some justice, you know.
Again, Thursdays at 9 Eastern time on Fox. How many tats do you have?
I got a lot now that I've, you know, missing members of my family, so I've been kind of going a little haywire. I spend a little more time in the makeup chair. Bill Hollister doesn't have any tats, so anytime I roll my sleeves, it's a makeup a makeup thing, which is, I hate being in makeup, but, I had so much practice on True Detective, like 5 hours in makeup when we were old.
Oh, you mean, yeah.
So this is not a bad thing.
No.
20 minutes, we can cover them all. But
So
I
how
have
many-
probably,
how
to
many
answer your question, I don't know, maybe 50 now.
50.
Yeah, just my arms, really.
That's it. What was
Yeah.
the first one you got?
First one I got was in Amsterdam when I was 17.
That sounds like a...
I got a Celtic cross on the inside of my arm that now looks more like a faded donut. But it was cool because it was at this place, Hanky Panky in Amsterdam.
That's odd that a place in Amsterdam would be called Hanky Panky.
Yeah.
Then you could get some ink there.
Yeah.
Stephen, I'm not going to lie. That sounds...
He's a legendary tattoo artist.
Were there any red lights in that district?
There were some red lights in that district when I went. And for me, Amsterdam was like the 60s back then because, I wasn't here in the 60s. So it was kind of like just freedom, kind of. It was kind of cool.
Do you regret any ink that you have?
No, I never got one for like an ex-girlfriend or had to change it to like, something else friends have. But most of my tats are actually, they mean a lot to me and they're family members. I got my brother there. I got my dad, my mom.
On your left arm right there. Okay.
I got so many.
There's a record
year
there?
I was born.
1973.
Yeah, that's a record for my brother. My brother was an amazing songwriter, probably one of the biggest in Nashville, Andrew Dorff. He wrote all Blake Shelton's hits. And so songwriting kind of has followed in the background of my family.
Sure.
And my brother was really killing it, and which makes me more sad that he couldn't really be here through his success because we're still hearing his songs on the radio every day. So,
well, congrats on your success, sir.
Thank you, my friend.
You are very welcome on that front. Absolutely.
Thanks, Rich.
And everybody should check out Deputy on Fox. It started airing episode 1 last week. Episode 2 is on Thursday night. And good luck to you. Come back anytime, sir.
Thanks, Rich. I'd love to come back.
You got it.
Man.
Absolutely. That's Stephen Dorff right here on The Rich Eisen Show.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.